Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And I just want to talk real quick about SD cards. Now, way back when, you could get external hard drives and eventually thumb drives, flash drives for laptops, to hold media. That would be, files like, music, schoolwork, whatever, documents that you would just want to move on the go. Eventually, we had these micro SD cards, or when it's in an adapter, it would fit like an actual SD card. Now, these are pretty popular because cameras and even certain consoles take these things. You can put them in car stereos if you have them, and it's a great little feature. Very tiny, so less room, less things to worry about. Extra opportunities to lose them, but all in all, by and large, they're worth it. Now, here's where it gets tricky. When you buy these, a lot of times you'll see them online, and they're not cheap compared to getting flash drives, which are on their way out. It's kind of like buying something on DVD today and getting it on Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is going to cost more because it's a newer technology. So you might get a 128 gig memory card, or flash drive for, $15 somewhere at Walmart, $17, I don't know. But the equivalent of it in a micro SD card is going to be maybe 2 times more than that, if not 2.5. So what I'm trying to get in this video is be careful of these SD cards that you're getting, because if you go online on eBay, places like that, you'll find these cards, and I've got some here. You'll find these cards that look very authentic. They look legit, and it's not until you actually use them that you may figure out that they're invalid. Okay, so you're like, well, I've got plenty of those for cheap and they work. But here's the deal. Have you ever maxed out the capacity? Most people don't. Most people don't buy these drives hoping to fill them up immediately. And sites like eBay, Amazon, they may not retain your purchase history past 90 days. I don't know about Amazon, but I know for a fact eBay doesn't, because I had this conversation with them already. Be careful about these cards. I've been burned a couple times already buying these. You think you're getting a deal, and in reality you're getting screwed over. So how does this happen? Well, these cards come in from China or some other country where they make these, and there's no kind of law stopping anybody from saying, hey, this is this size, but in reality it's this other size. So what I mean by that is they can make a card and say 128 gigs on it, but it may only have 32 gigs on it. And you wouldn't know until you got to the threshold, let's say it's 32, and then your data is corrupt or starts overwriting itself, or the card is acting funny, it's slowing down your device. All those are signs that this is a fake card. So how can you really tell? Because most people, number one, chalk it up, well, it's my device that has the problem. The device doesn't like the card. I'll just buy another one. Pump your brakes. Now, there's software out there that can tell you if this card is fake. And if you've got an Android device, I'd look into, downloading one of these programs on there. Just type in SD card real or something like that, or a software will appear up there. I've got one on my phone, and when these guys make these fake cards, they don't put all the important information in the data of that card on the information lines. An invalid card wouldn't have it, but a legit card would have all the details listed out. And you can see this. Just download one of those apps on the Android store, put your SD card in there, and it'll tell you if it's invalid or not. I'm trying to remember the name of the one that I use. I can't remember it, I'm sorry, but if you just on the Play Store type in SD real or SD card fake, you'll see a couple of these programs on there that'll let you know. And I highly recommend getting that, because when you get these things online, most people don't take the time out to check their card. They might get the SD card thinking, hey, it's a great deal, and never get to where, hey, we used a lot of the space and we found out it's fake within 90 days. You've got to do that. So that's my recommendation there. You know, even this one here, that's 32 gigs. You know, it's got nice print on it and everything, but it's fake. It's fake. I can only get maybe half of that space utilized, and it makes you angry. At the end of the day, it's like, well, I only paid, you know, a few bucks on it, but that's a few bucks that could have went towards a legit one. You know, I had some problems where I was trying to use a larger card in my Nintendo Switch, you know, and I was like, well, the Switch doesn't like this card, or maybe the card is good, it's just too slow. Nope. I used that app, found out the card was fake. So it did allow me to put maybe 32 gigs of the space utilized, or allow me to use that much space, but it wasn't a real card. So you think, well, maybe I'll just use that 32 that I know is valid for some other device. But if it's slow, it's slow. It's got a slow write speed. They're just not legit cards, and it's sad. So if you spot any of these, let eBay know. Flag them. One guy I interacted with, I made an offer as low as $15, to which he accepted. I messaged him, hey, is this card real? He didn't respond. So I told eBay, hey, I'm not paying for this. What this is going to do is allow me to pay for it. This guy gets my money. I've got to fight with you guys to argue to get my money back because it's not a fake card 2 or 3 weeks later after the card arrives and I test it out. You know, you shouldn't have to go through all that. In the meantime, that money could have gone towards some other purchase. It's ridiculous. So that being said, you know, watch out. Happy holidays, happy shopping, all that stuff. Just be mindful that if it seems too good to be true, oftentimes it usually is. I'm not saying you can't get deals. This tripod that I'm using to make this video to talk to you on was a deal. But certain things like, you know, SD cards, certain electronics, you got to be careful because you don't know the condition of which they're in. And these things come in new in packages oftentimes and have legit company names. I mean, this one says Samsung right on it. Samsung, even it looks like one you could get in the store, you know. And there's no real return policy on some of these things. Yes, eBay will honor, you know, a return thing, but it's not like going to, you know, your local store and saying, hey, I'm not happy with this, I want a refund. It's not that simple. And sometimes these guys delete their accounts or they'll block you. You know, you want to keep it at just that level. You don't want to be on hold with eBay for like 30 minutes to an hour just to explain to them that, hey, this purchase I made a month ago that I no longer see on my history wasn't good. Or I got this as a gift for a nephew, a niece, or whoever, and they don't know that it's fake. And they just, you know, ignore it, you know. So that's all this video is about. I've rambled enough. If you made it this far, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you got a situation similar to this, if this has happened to you. You know, strength in numbers. See you in the next video.